Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We're here for the lower bracket finals right now. We've got Evos Savage Girl from Vietnam going up against Space Gamer KALLYX from Thailand in this lower bracket finals. And of course, the winner of this will proceed on to the grand finals to face off against DR Hellcats from the Philippines.
Yes, three representatives from each of the countries. I think Thailand and Vietnam also very high rivalries. It's gonna be a very exciting match.
That's right. It's bound to be exciting. The previous one as well was, I would say, pretty close until the very last point where next play were kind of drove to desperation when they took the Baron, and then they got absolutely torn apart by the Corki and Garen from the side of Space Gamer KALLYX.
And I think the opponents recognizing that Brom was such a key component to the Space Girls?
Space Gamer KALLYX.
Space Gamer Cats. That they banned Brom. So
Yeah.
we might see the support go something else entirely different. Might be an enchanter here. It's gonna change up their playstyle, that's for sure. And already they are changing things up by first picking Ziggs and Evos, hovering their Corki, thinking about it because it was such a key pick for Space Gamer last game. But looks like they are going to snap up that S tier Kai'Sa for themselves, as well as the S tier Janna.
Yeah, and speaking of this S tier Kai'Sa, we actually haven't seen it at all today, you know? This is the
It's
first
just very surprising.
time that we've seen it. Whoa, is that an Alistar right
Whoa!
there? Nothing can hold them back.
Oh, wow! Space Gamer
Yeah.
really changing things up. Such refreshing to see. Locking in that Alistar for the double engage with Jarvan. So gotta keep your eyes on how they play it out, and I suspect they also want priority on Ziggs, which they can have here with the Diana. But also first time seeing Diana, even though she has been nerfed on patch 2.3, but for some reason teams have not been picking her.
Yep, that's right. Oh, KALLYX gonna settle for that Corki again, as well as the Renekton this time.
But Corki is going bot, so a little bit different from what we saw last game. But again, changing things up with a blind pick Renekton. So it looks like Savage Girl will respond to that probably with either Gragas or Fiora. I think both of them would work fine just here.
Yeah, this is very refreshing right here to see some brand new picks here. Oh, Malphite actually is gonna be the one going to the top lane.
And one more combo on both sides. So exciting to see. Think about it. Malphite ultimate, Wukong ultimate, Diana as well going in. That is a lot of AoE.
It is a lot of AoE and a lot of knockups, really. I think the Evos Savage Girl have got themselves a pretty strong composition right there. Of course, on the side of Space Gamer KALLYX, they have a combo of their own with the Jarvan and Alistar to engage, Renekton going in, as well as the Corki and Ziggs just lobbing bombs and missiles. A lot of explosives they have there. I think it matches well with their logo, if you notice the Space Gamer KALLYX logo as a rocket, right? Very good thing that they're playing Corki, because you shoot a lot of missiles on Corki.
Okay, it's not going to be scaling as fast as the previous game because it is going to be a bot lane, dragon lane Corki. So it's still slightly different, but we expect Ziggs to be able to have the lane priority here against Diana. And we want to see how KALLYX managed to translate that instead.
That's right, we are here on the Wild Rift. It's a lower bracket finals, guys, so everything is on the line here for both these teams. They both want a shot at the grand finals. This is where they're gonna get that. Look at that Corgi butt.
One of the best skins in Wild Rift and League of Legends.
Absolutely.
It looks like the junglers are starting on red side, so expect Wukong to be parting bot and Jarvan to be going to top side, which makes sense because if you think about Jarvan and Renekton, they can chain CC and their 2v2 will be able to take down that Malphite, as well as Wukong, who in the early game is not really going to do much.
Yeah. I wanted to point out as well the summoner spells right here. Both Malphite and Renekton are taking Ignite. So that is a lot more offensive stuff there going on in the top lane. In the bot lane, of course, the exhaust as well, which we don't really see too much of, but it's actually Gambling X likes to take that. Took that on Braum as well in the previous round.
Corky as well has the heal instead of barrier, so looks like they
Oh, yikes.
ooh sticking to their playstyles. How about that?
Yeah, sticking to their playstyle. Sounds about right. Isn't on the Corki. Needs to be a little careful of that large amount of damage that the Kaisa was able to put out. Now there's no more honey fruit already. So, needs to be careful, honestly.
Junglers here trading scuttle crabs on both sides of the map. Of course, as you mentioned, Renekton does have Ignite, so I want to see how Jarvan and Renekton work together in order to pressure the top side of the map. But for now, looks like both junglers are just going to continue clear out those camps because they are level 4. And at level 5, we expect to see a lot of action.
That's right. The Jarvan is in the top side. Wukong is in the bottom side of the map. And looks like Jarvan actually decides to path straight down back to the bot lane. I believe one more camp and he would be level 5 off this Krugs.
Same for Wukong.
Yes, Wukong's actually already 5. He's one camp ahead and he's the first one to move down towards the bot side. A ward was placed in the tri-brush there by the Kaisa. This lane bush is warded too, so if Wukong walks in, he's just going to be spotted out. I believe Jarvan there was not spotted out, just yet goes in with that. Oh wow, that flash over the wall and the headbutt from Gambling X, showing the power of this Alistar pick right there. And they're able to pick up first blood.
Well, it's a little bit strange from Jara. She was a little bit cut off from her team. She moved too far out of the range, and Wukong was just sitting in the bush, right? They knew that the one that nearer to the tower is warded, so Wukong was sitting in the unwarded bush, and they were waiting for time, but I don't know what was the plan there. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication because Jara wanted to be bait, maybe, but was just too far ahead.
Yeah, that's a fair possibility, honestly. Maybe a bit of overconfidence as well on the Janna. Trust. I mean, she didn't even have the opportunity to use her flash. Perhaps was planning on doing that instead, but just was crowd controlled repeatedly and taken out.
That said, it is much harder for Evos Savage Girl to actually gank bot lane because Corky has his package. Well, not his package, he has his second skill, right? And he also has an Alistar. It's not going to be so easy to dive them either, so Space Gamer in a very good position.
That's right. Space Gamer are the first ones into the river right there. Very nice headbutt as well to move that Wukong away. Okay, interesting there. Use this to flag, but has to use the drag to secure that Scuttle Crab. Diana as well popped that ultimate there and missed it. The exhaust was used as well. That was a little early on the trigger there for Space Gamer, I would think. The dragon is going to be started up. I think they are not going to try for this one. Actually, they do try, but they end up paying for it with their life. That's going to be the Malphite ultimate there to take out the Jarvan.
So Jarvan risks it all for the Scuttle Crab? And then Dragon comes up and they also try to contest it, I think, reaching a bit too far.
A lot of damage coming out there from the Renekton, who I believe had the Blade of the Root King already. Used the Ignite as well. Now Ennis is going to try to jump back on, but Andy with the Slice and the Dice is going to be pretty safe.
Bit of strange decision making from both sides. I think if Space Gamer, knowing that they invested quite a lot of resources into securing that scuttle for their jungler, Jewel here on the Jarvan, there's no way that they could realistically contest that very first dragon, and it is dragon number 1, so it would have been a much better decision just to back off.
Most definitely. Space Gamer KALLYX pay for that mistake with the life of their Jarvan. And gambling there for a second looked like she might go in, but she decides against it.
So since first dragon is down, that is why we see everyone here clumped up on the top side of the map, because Rift Herald will be the next objective of contention. So Corky and Alistar, and it's like 3 people on top side, something might be happening.
Yeah, that's right, there's gonna be an engagement right there, and the Mega Inferno Bomb onto the Wukong clone. KALLYX actually just trying to push Evos off that Herald. Now they are the ones actually who have the inside track to taking down this mid lane turret, which is about 700 health. The monsoon came out as well, and that's not enough damage at the moment. But the Rift Herald is gonna go down to Savage Girl. The re-engage coming in from Gambling onto the Wukong, but Wukong has the Guardian Angel and the decoy, so it's pretty slippery at this point. On the bot lane, Andy, they're popping that Dominus. Is he gonna be able to do enough damage to take down this Malphite? Slices, dices, and goes down. It's gonna be a 1-for-1, but the blue turret, at least in the mid lane, in Space Game and KALLYX, were able to take that out.
A lot of trading of objectives here.
Gambling okay with the Proto Bell as well. Very interesting engage right there. This might be a little far for them. Jules tanking up a whole bunch, but does have the Guardian Angel. Oh no, he does not actually. The Wukong is one of the Guardian Angel. Now the re-engage coming in from Savage Girl. I think Space Gamer KALLYX went a little too far on this one. Are they gonna be able to pick it out alive? Gambling with the headbutt to try to make it out, but the flash in and that crescent strike there from the Diana. Now Elizabeth walking a little far forward, the redemption coming out as well. Andy is trying to do his very best. Andis is still alive, but Yin has been pounding away, slapping away on that Malphite with those brutal strikes. And Elizabeth forced the Valkyrie away once again. Will Hatsute have enough mana to land a Zephyr or something? There's not enough range. Wow, what a explosive fight right up there in the top lane.
And the thing is, we haven't seen Jarvan really connect the flag and drag. We see Alistar go in, but Jarvan is just slightly out of range for that flag and drag, and I think he also did not have flash. So couldn't really connect the chains he sees, and as a result, Space Gamer had to work with this awkward position where they're kind of like crowd controlling the enemy, but not in sequence. So Evos Savage Girl, I think, has the momentum here, and they are in a better spot. The other reason why they got a hit is also because Wukong managed to get the Guardian Angel earlier than the Jarvan, which allowed them to secure the Herald, and they used it to down the top tower.
Dragon has spawned.
Yeah, but Cloud Dragon has spawned and Savage Girl have about 1,000 gold lead. They are also the first ones here. This Janna is fearless, just walking straight into Andy. And where did that Redacted go? Turned into a handbag instantly right there. There's going to be a second member as well from the side of Space Game Mechanics, who is falling the Gambling X force to pop that ultimate right there. And the Jarvan with the GA no longer has it. That's going to be 3 more kills for Savage Girl.
Yeah, Savage Girl, that means a free dragon, which they are already starting. Space Gamer, really, they need to play a little bit more defensively. They did lose out on the last few fights, and there's no way now that they can realistically win one against Savage Girl. So they need their items in. Looks like Corky just got his Triforce. I think that means he has a 2-item power spike, which is where they wanted to be earlier, right? But could collapse here.
Yeah, that's right. Kaisa may be a little far forward, taking a lot of damage, and the barrier is popped as well, but the combo from the Alistar is going to land, and that's going to mean her death. Now Yin is teleported in, but teleported into what really? A dying team? That's going to be a flank from Diana, but really unable to do very much because KALLYX are quite healthy while Savage Girl are pretty low, and they've actually backed away for now. Space Gamer KALLYX, the ball is in their court. Mega Inferno Bomb coming out as well. They're just trying to shove Savage Girl off this turret right now.
A lot of poke, and looks like we are having an ARAM and bot lane for some reason.
It's absolutely right. Ellison is just gonna move back to the mid lane. However, things look like they're calming down a little bit for now. Perhaps Space Gaming KALLYX might want to stay in the bot lane just to take that turret down. But Ellison going on to the Wukong, they're doing more than half of his health in damage. Valkyrie was used, and this might be a re-engage right now. Ellison does not have that W to escape. Goes down to the Kaisa, who tanks up the turret and flashes away the Monsoon as well to keep her topped up. But there is a Renekton right there. The shielding from that Janna and the Killer Instincts as well to keep the Kaisa going.
Space Gamer not that disciplined at the moment. Corky definitely has damage, but it seems like everyone is trying to reach for that much more. They're trying to carry the game, but they really need to work together to do it. They need to coordinate these engages, which we haven't seen them do cleanly just yet.
Yeah, that's right. Things have been rather messy from the side of Space Gamer KALLYX this game. Savage Girl with a 2-dragon and about 4,000 gold lead right now are looking pretty confident. The Baron is alive, and items wise, you can see that Kai'Sa here has a very slight gold lead, but the biggest difference really is in the jungle right now. Jewel has about 2,000 less gold than the Wukong.
Yeah, Wukong with 6 assists, getting a hit, I think about half an item a hit right now. If you look at the items that have been bought. And carry-wise, however, Corki with that 2-item power spike can do a lot of work here, especially with the Renekton.
Oh wow, that Portobello right there from Gambling X. But where's the rest of the team? Nowhere, and now he gets re-engaged on, and the Kai'Sa just Killer Instinct straight into the backline. They're gonna take out this Corki, just tear him off his plane now. Gambling X, the band started it all, goes down unfortunately.
Oh, that is disaster again. The Jarvan was in mid, and now Renekton is bot, and one Alistar going in for an engage like that. Maybe you can do that when you're ahead, but you're not ahead. That was just way too risky. And if you look at the wards, there are no wards on the top side. They didn't have information on where Evos Savage Girl was. And Evos Savage Girl, they're just right on time at the right place and completely punish Space Gamer.
Savage Girl right now just gonna continue pushing in that mid. They have the Baron for themselves. The Ocean Dragon is coming up in 20 seconds right now, and the gold gaps have just blown wide open. Now Kai'Sa is about 1,000 over the Corki. In general, most of the lanes right now are pretty in the favor of Savage Girl, save the top lane.
Yeah, I guess Savage Girl are about half to 1 item ahead. Space Gamer really, they need to pull in the raids a bit. They cannot be overextending. They should just give up this 3rd dragon, that's fine. Focus on farming, focus on getting that additional item. It looks like they are just gonna trade the dragon for top lane turret, but
Yep.
they do not want to stay for that long unless they are
Oh,
racing against each
they-
other.
Ooh, well, actually, there's gonna be a... Oh, there's actually a teleport right there from the Malphite to kind of stop their advances, and just like that, Space Gamer KALLYX, they have no time to rotate down. They're gonna be losing at least 2 turrets from them.
Now, if Space Gamer wants to come back from this,
Uh-oh.
you would think that a teleport behind enemy lines from a Renekton can be pretty scary. But Malphite?
Yeah, this Malphite right now, he's just playing with his food right there. He single-handedly stopped the 3 members of Space Gamer from going back to defend their base, and that honestly might just cost him the game. The Nexus right now dropping to about 3,000. Keep your eyes on where the Kai'Sa is hitting, but the Nexus actually is being tanked up by that Kai'Sa. Maybe not the best move right there. Nexus dropping to 22 health, and they have got it right there. Savage Girl gonna pick up the win. They're gonna move to the grand finals for a rematch against the Dr. Hellcats.
Congratulations, Evos Savage Girl. Vietnam represent. Philippines also represent in the grand final. That Malphite, I think, must have been the MVP because
Yeah.
he bought so much time. He was beating out KALLYX, and in the end, he used his unstoppable force to get over the wall, and that was just enough time for them to end the game.
That's right, Yin there doing a phenomenal job, knowing the objective right there is to be to really, you could say, catch Space Gamer KALLYX between a rock and a hard place, you know.
Ah, yes. But look at here, the numbers. KALLYX, it wasn't their team composition. We looked at this during the draft and we said, wow, massive amount of AoEs. They can chain so many crowd controls together. Imagine if Jarvan manages to trap some of them and Ziggs just layers it with his ultimate. That would have been so huge. And we also wanted to see Jarvan snowball the Renekton because Renekton was doing work. You look at the numbers here, he did even more work than Ziggs. 12,000 damage in total. But it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's right. It was really just a kind of a not ideal execution from the side of Space Gamer KALLYX there. A lot of Gambling X going in when the rest of her team was not there. Ellison overdiving as well, always using the Valkyrie very offensively to fly in, but never actually able to get out, because there's so many times when you see Ellison Valkyrieing in and then can't finish off that kill, and then kind of stuck in the middle of everyone and going down.
Yeah, I think KALLYX would really try to carry it, like trying to step up because they knew they were behind. But unfortunately, things got really messy, and in the end, Evos were the ones. They played it really well.
Absolutely, and that means that Evos Savage Girl, again, they're gonna be moving forward to the grand finals, which is a BO3 against Dr. Hellcat. It's gonna be Vietnam versus the Philippines. Okay, Tanya, quick take here. Who do you think is gonna win?
Vietnam versus Philippines. I think we will probably see 3 games.
Mhm.
But I think with the momentum that EVOS has right now, it could carry them to a victory because they have to be feeling really good about this win, right? And Dr. Hellcats, we have not seen them play since yesterday.
Mhm.
So in terms of adrenaline, maybe not quite there, but they
Yeah.
do have a lot of info on these teams. They have been looking at the lower bracket. They can see the meta, they can see what people have been betting, what they have been picking. And Galio so far being banned out, I think it's a very key champion that they have to take away from the board because Galio has given the lower bracket team so many victories.
Absolutely. I feel like whether it depends on whether Savage Girl can deal with the Akali in the mid lane. Either if they read it and they choose to ban it, or if they have a secret counter that they are preparing for it. Really, I think that will dictate whether the Hellcats are able to take the game or whether it's going to be Savage Girl who are going to win this BO3. But of course, we're going to be going for a break. But when we come back, it's going to be the grand finals. And it's going to be DR Hellcats going up against Evos Savage Girl. It's going to be really exciting, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss it. See you guys in a few.